Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SelfSeed Podcast. And if you're new to the podcast, remember this is the SelfSeed Podcast. Well, the SelfSeed Podcast is brought to you by, OC. And now OC is no longer just OC Outdoor Products, but it's called OC Cross Border Services Company Limited. And we're a company that is based in China, helping connecting markets and as well empowering lifestyles and as well empowering other founders. So welcome to the SelfSeed Podcast. And in today's episode, I'm having Amina Olalekan, who is an award-winning mentor. She is a financial literacy coach, and she's also the founder of Potter's Wheel. And she joins us on the SelfSeed Podcast to talk about building purpose-driven lives, marriages, and even wealth. And she has a rich experience. She has a reach of over 30,000, I think 30,000 people that she has mentored globally. And she will share. She in this podcast, she's just sharing how strong homes become the foundation of leadership, legacy, and faith-fueled success. And so if you're seeking some sort of alignment in your relationships, in your finances, or just in your walk with God, this episode is going to plant a powerful seed. Remember that the SelfSeed Podcast is available on all major platforms. So don't forget to subscribe wherever you are listening this voice from. Yes, wherever you are listening to me from. Yeah, that's the right word. So yeah, remember it's available on YouTube, Spotify, on the web. You can just search on Google, and so on and so on and so on. You mention it, we are there. You say it, we are there. And I'm delighted to for this journey of the 4 years, and today and in this short series we are seeing many authors. So don't forget to subscribe to the SelfSeed Podcast for more golden nuggets. Let's get right into it. Welcome. All right, we have Amina already on the podcast, and I'll just give her a moment to introduce herself more, because if I am the one who just introduces her, then maybe I skip some things. So welcome, Amina, to the podcast. I'm glad to have you on here.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I'm so happy to be here.
Amina actually has been a great part of the publication of my book, and so she has helped me and lots. And you wear many hats. Isn't that correct? You are a mentor, you are a coach, you are a founder, you are a wife. All of that, all in one basket. Oh, that's a lot. So I would like to know what's the personal story behind your mission to build godly homes, and even and these homes that are financially empowered, and lives that are financially empowered. What has pushed you to this side of the world in terms of being a catalyst for change to people and growth and empowerment and all that?
All right. Thank you so much for that amazing question. Well, the reason why I have this passion, it's a God-given passion, right? I was speaking to someone recently, and I said, I did not just decide that I want to be under the family system because someone broke my heart, or someone said something hurtful to me, or I just decided that, this relationship, or someone has done something so terrible to me, then I want to now use that emotions to start speaking with people. No, it's not like that for me. Mine is actually a deep calling from God to come onto the family system and all that, and to build God's people, not just in the love aspect, but also in the financial aspect, just as you have stated from the beginning. And I'm not just an author, I'm also a coach. I am into women empowerment and also finance. And currently we are branding our financial aspect to fit into family. So it's going to be under family finance. Now, the reason being that everybody that you see today in the society is actually from a family, right? The president is from a family. The doctor is from a family, the teacher is from a family. Now, what this means is that if we can get it right in our family structure, many other things will become right in the society. So
Right.
what I'm doing and who I am is that I'm a grassroots teacher. Yes, I go way back to the beginning to teach, and one of the ways that what I do fits into our current SDGs is that through what I do, my work, I help people heal from trauma and emotional wounds. And through healthy marriage and healed individuals, you notice that stress is reduced, depression rate is reduced, domestic violence and generational trauma is being reduced. So my work fits into the SDG 3, 4, 5, 8, and I'm 7. Yes, that's how my SDG fits. That's how my work fits into the current SDGs. That's the Sustainable Development Growth and all.
Powerful. I love the way that you clearly put a narrative aside, that it's not because you have faced difficulties in some sort, or maybe you resorted into the family as a result of maybe heartbreak or something, but rather it's a deeper calling. And I'm curious to know, as you mentioned, that families are everybody came from a family, and so in your perspective, why do you believe that families or homes are such a critical foundation for the aspect of leadership and purpose? Why do you believe that, if I say a family can ruin or can what? So why do you believe in your own perspective that these two elements are the deepest, the most critical foundation of leadership, the pursuit of leadership, the pursuit of purpose?
Now, the reason why I believe this critically is because let me fit my work into the community system. See, when we have homes, healed homes will help to break cycles of dysfunction, trauma, and conflict. Do you know that? And we get to do this through marital support, trauma recovery, and value-based teachings. When we do this, it will affect our society and our community in the long run. Now, and just like I said, I also have an empowerment for women. You see, when we begin to raise women who are emotionally whole, financially empowered, and spiritually strong, they will be able to live not just in the home front, but also in the society. So whatever we get to do and whatever we get to put out will build the society. Coming to the aspect of leadership, one of the reasons why so many people fail at leadership is from the home system. I think actually I was recently putting a resource together, and I said, see, financial knowledge starts from home. When your child is wasting food and you're not telling the child to stop, or giving the child reasons why food wastage is bad, you're already indirectly teaching that child how to waste money. When your child demands for anything, and because you can afford it, you give it to the child, you are indirectly teaching that child to always get what they want instantly, and it will be difficult for that child to delay gratification. Whatever we see as a manifestation in our society today falls back to the society. Now, you might argue with me and say, oh, what about peer pressure? What about going out to people, the people that they get to mingle with and all that? The truth is that you cannot school everybody, but you can school your child. And what you put in your child is what they will go out there to manifest. So will you rather worry about other people raising their own children right, or you will do your own right? Because when you get it right and your child goes there, leadership itself is influence, not just followership. So leadership starts from home. If the children are finding it difficult, if it's okay for you that you see your younger son hitting his sisters, or you see your younger son speaking in a very rude way to his sisters, or treating his younger ones in a very bad way. What you're doing is that when you permit an elder sibling to maltreat a younger sibling, you are indirectly raising a leader who maltreats. So everything you see in the society today, it goes back to family.
It goes back as to who was the role model. What did you see? As a child, what did you see? The aspects that the type of environment that you grow in. I'm noting that it can either destroy or create a bigger person or the better leader of tomorrow and all that. And I think that's important. And as your as your core mission in the SDGs that you're dealing with, I believe that you're aspiring this global movement, especially for the women, creating that financial literacy and the leadership mantra. Yes, and I'm thinking, since you're carrying the banner as a believer, correct? That means God has shaped your understanding of the balance between spirituality and leadership. Just in the last episode, I was talking to Dr. Caris, and I was asking her, how do you balance that part between spirituality and leadership? And I still want to also ask you, since we are in that space of talking about leadership, how does this, how has God shaped you to be able to put a line somewhere between, to differentiate between spiritual life and leadership responsibility? Being able to know, okay, right now my spiritual life should be like this, and since I'm a believer, even if I'm in a position of leadership, I still have to showcase the better characters of a leader that is maybe instructed by biblical foundations. So I would like to know, how did God inspire or influence you to be able to distinguish these two things or to balance them?
So, regarding this question that you asked me, if you had asked me this question, let's say 2 years ago, I would have said, okay, my spiritual life, my outward life, my this life and all, but the truth is that the life is one.
Right.
I don't have maybe like a spiritual life, okay, leadership is one.
Right.
So even if I'm in a boardroom,
right,
I'm still a very spiritual woman. Even if I'm before a governmental, I'm still a very spiritual woman. You see, the problem actually comes in when we try to differentiate and say, okay, this one is for this aspect, this one is for this. No, it's one life.
Right.
Now, what happens is that what God has done and has given to all his children, I believe, is that he will give you the wisdom to convert your spiritual language to a language that the government will understand. Because you cannot drop Jesus in your room and go to the government. No, you go together. So you are a Christian before the government and you're a Christian before your children. No, it's not like, how do I balance this? No, it's one life. If you see it as one singular life and you trust God for that one singular life, what happens is that the language begins to convert. So the things that you hear in the spirit now, when you go to church, right? You see, there are certain things you can say, bring up scriptural backings and give scriptural quotations and so many remarks and all that.
Of course.
But then when you go before a governmental parliament, what will happen is that you will begin to run with the principles of that scriptures, even though you are not telling them that it's scriptures, but it's still the principles of God.
Right.
Now, I give you an example. The government decides to sack an officer, relieve him of duty, because he has been stealing public funds.
Right.
And they begin to look for someone else, someone of integrity, someone of honesty, that can replace this person, but yet the person is competent. Now you see, the world will tell you that they are looking for someone who is honest and competent. But we know that they are looking for people who carry the fruits of the Spirit, because integrity and honesty is part of who we are as believers.
Right.
Do you see?
Right.
But to them, it is values of a leader, criteria of a leader. But we know that we know that these things that they are looking for are things that can only be attained by the Spirit of God. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. The integrity that they are looking for, our scripture has instructed us and told us that lying is not part of our nature.
Right.
So it's when you begin to see it as, it's a separate life and all that, that's when the conflict will begin to happen. But when you see it as one life and trust God for the grace to lead and live that one life the way He wants it to be, what He begins to do is that He begins to give you the language that you need. So even when you go before people that you are leading, He will give you the language that you need in order to lead them. For example, now, if He begins to give you the wisdom of Nehemiah, let's say when Nehemiah was building, right, with the people, there was a point when they had to carry the sword in one hand, and with the other hand, they were building.
Yes.
Right? Now, when you come to the leadership environment now as a leader and you want to speak to your people and letting them know that, okay, you know something, despite the fact that we have competitors around us, we are not going to carve into the pressure of our competitors. What we are going to do is that we are going to stay on our guard. We will keep working, but then through the night, everybody will enroll for a midnight class to learn other things that will sharpen your competence to stand against your competitors. Do you know that is a strategy of Nehemiah? With one hand, you are building, with another hand, you are ready for battle.
Right.
Scripture.
Right. The practical integration of scriptural principles, because I think it's something that we were talking recently on our fellowship about how many even aspects in the government, in the world political system today, or in the world leadership system, many of the principles have been taken directly from the instructions in the Bible and all that. And so it shows that the aspect of leadership is together with the spirituality, especially for a believer, that since you already know principles, then it gives you kind of an upper edge in terms of the position in which you hold in the world system. And so it means you just have to show the identity of Christ in you and all that. And I just want for us to move a little bit to wealth and stuff like, and wisdom and all that. And I'm wondering, you are right now, you're also leading this financial literacy hub. I'm curious to know, as a young person, what's the one money mindset that every young entrepreneur or purpose-driven woman needs to make early? Because we might talk about all these aspects, but at the same time, there's this financial aspect of our lives and all that. And in your experience, what's the one shift that a young person listening to this podcast they should make, especially early in their lifetimes?
That's one financial mindset shift.
Okay.
One financial mindset shift that I would want everyone to make and to have is the fact that money is not the end. It is only a means to an end, and money is a tool. Now, the reason why I said so is because when you fix your eye on money, you will lose many things. Many people lose their relationship with God, values.
Right.
Some people lose their family, their morals, all at the expense of pursuing
money.
So see money as a tool to be used to reach a particular goal, not as the God over your life. And when you pursue money, you will be tired because you can never catch it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, your entire life savings is someone else's 1 month salary. The person whose 1 month salary is your entire savings the person's 1 year savings is another person's business profit. So when you are pursuing, the race never ends.
Yep.
For an African leader that feels that, he or she has laundered money, packed a lot of money from their community, stolen from the government and all that, they will think they've packed so much money. But all their money can just be someone else's money without even being in government.
Yep.
Why am I saying this? The race for money does not end. So rather than pursuing money, when you become, money itself will look for you. One of the reasons why people get tired from doing this, doing that, trying to say, okay, will this give me money? Will that give me money? Is because they are not seated in becoming. When you become, money, whatever you are looking for will come to you. So at any point you find yourself, your gaze should be fixed on, Miles Monroe said, the richest place is the grave, right? Your gaze should be fixed on exhausting yourself before you exit, giving your best before you leave.
It's an endless run. And I think I like the advice that we should focus on becoming the best versions of ourselves, becoming the best persons that we were made to be, living our life fully, purposefully, and that will bring about every other thing. It will just be like a reward for being faithful servant. It will be a reward for being faithful keepers. It will be a reward for being faithful, and so on. And just as we are going to the end of today's talk, and I'm curious to know, among thousands of women that you have, what's the biggest lie? What are the biggest lies or biggest lie that you have seen it's holding women back from walking in their full potential, of their God-given purpose? Maybe some people say, let's say, if you're married, you have to settle, and it's kind of their life is gone, right? What are these biggest lies that you have seen that, maybe women cannot lead, maybe women cannot do what? What's that one big lie that you think is a lie?
Well, I will not call it a lie. I'll call it a stereotype. What will people say? That's just it. What will people say? 4 words. It has killed so many people. From dreams to potential. It has made so many people shrink, caused many people to box themselves trying to fit in. It has silenced the voice of so many people.
Right.
You have the vision, execute. What will people say?
Right.
This other person is doing what they know how to do. Do your own. What will people say?
Right.
You see, this notion of thinking and feeling that, people are seeing, people are watching, people have something to say. This people mentality, from people pleasing to people chasing to people applauds to people mimicking to people competing, is terrible.
We are so focused on looking at the next person, and we forget to become, to work on ourselves and be better versions of ourselves. I think that's directly not only into women, but the whole aspect, women, youth. We're always on the hunt of, but he did that, and you forget, okay, what am I supposed to do? What can I do? We are so much focused on to someone else did that, so I want to do that. So what will they say if I go against the norm? What will they say? What will people say if I do contrary to what is normal, being opposite to normal? Thank you very much, Amina. And I think you have written a couple of books, and I wouldn't wonder, actually the whole idea of this virtual book tour is for you to be able to speak and then share your books and as to how people can get them, because all of these lessons that you're sharing are available on the inside the books, right? And so it's an opportunity for you to share how can people connect with you, join even the financial literacy, the movement, the potter's wheel, and all that. I call this the personal marketing segment, where you can go all out.
Okay, awesome. So I'd love to invite everyone to get my recent book, especially if you are a lady. It's titled Audacious Woman, Daring to be Bold, Whole, and Unapologetically You. It's a book teaching women the need to be audacious in making moves and becoming who they are. Letting them know that God did not create them to shrink. They were not made to blend in, but rather they were born to live audaciously. In a world that tries to redefine women, telling women to be quiet, sit pretty, play small, and all that.
Right.
The book Audacious Woman is a call to rise. It's an empowering guide that challenges every limiting label, every silent insecurity, and every false identity that every woman would have ever believed. So through deep reflections and truth and practical steps, the book will help women reclaim their God-given identity, heal from insecurity, shame, and comparison, walk confidently in purpose and power, set high standards and unapologetic boundaries, and also build a life that is rooted in meaning and not approval.
Right.
Thank you.
Powerful. And how can people get that book there?
If you are it's available on, as an ebook and also on Amazon and also on Seller.
I think that the listener of the podcast would see the link in the description, and you can just click one of those links and just get your prize, get this awesome insight, especially for women into becoming whom you have been called to become. Thank you very much, Amina, for joining us on this episode of the SelfSeed Podcast in partnership with the Activate Core to bring the Visual Book Tour series. And I hope you have enjoyed. If you have anything to lastly plant on a seed to plant to the audience and all that, I welcome you. But if nothing else, then this is usually the goodbye from the SelfSeed Podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Thank you for your brilliant work. It's good. And thank you also for the gift of your book. Yes, I remember we worked on that book. It's a brilliant work for anyone who is confused about their purpose, their identity. It's a good work. And for people who are finding it difficult to blend vision, passion, and purpose together, he has an amazing piece. You need to look at it.
Not you, Amina, marketing my book on my behalf. Thank you very much. You are an awesome helper in the process, the publisher, and all the publishing process and all that. And so I'm grateful also for that. And so to the listener also, let me now also reciprocate. Amina does this awesome work with SBC, and they can help you bring your idea. Let's say if you have an idea of writing or something, I think I'm right? I do not do you injustice. You can help people bring the ideas to the reader.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to the podcast. And to the listener, don't forget to subscribe to the episode, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, not the episode. Until next time, ciao. Enjoy.
Thank you.